Hello students, Dr. John Schrage here, and welcome to Module 3 of Energy 301/ATS 564. This is the first module of the course in which we have a project due at the end of the module. These projects are a set of programs written in Octave that are going to be performing a calculation. This whole module is about solar power. We're going to be measuring, I called the module solar flux. We're going to be talking about the amount of energy that a solar panel can produce, or at least the amount of energy that is incident upon the solar panel. We're not going to deal with like the engineering aspects of like the efficiency of the panel or something like that. And as a consequence, we're going to be very interested in things like the solar elevation angle, the solar azimuth, the angle of separation between the solar panel and the rays of the sun, the length of the path that the solar radiation goes through the Earth's atmosphere before it reaches the panel, the distance between the Earth and the sun, all this kind of Earth-Sun geometry stuff. It's all going to be very explicitly computed in a set of Octave programs. What you're going to do here is, I think there's 4, maybe 5 lectures that you're going to be watching. They're not all equally long. Some of them are only about 15 minutes long. Some of them are more like a half an hour. Each of the lectures are followed up by a handful of little simple questions that you answer and then move on in blue line to see another little YouTube video. You know how that works. So there's a series of these lectures, and there's this project. Now, the instructions for the project, I'm still polishing a little bit, so I want to make sure that it's manageable and so on. But there's certainly more than enough instructions. You could get started right now to work on the project, and any tweaking of the instructions are certainly only going to be helping you. So you're going to have this project where you're going to be computing, in the first step, you're going to be computing things like the flux of radiation at given a particular location of the sun in the sky. Then you're going to try to expand that by talking about different times of day. Then you're going to talk about at different angles of the solar panel. Then you're going to be talking about it in terms of different days of the year. And so over a series of programs, you're just going to be like growing your program, okay? After you get step 1 done, you build on that to move on to part 2, and then you move on to that to get on to part 3, and so on in this project. You have a discussion that is related to that project too about some of the terms that we are ignoring when we do these calculations. The most important thing that I want you to know is that you should not put this off. The project is worth 15% of your total grade in the course, and it's going to take time. I mean, you just don't have that much experience writing Octave programs. It's going to take you time to know how to, to debug these things and so on. I give you parts of the code, but getting the whole thing to work is not going to be trivial. None of my final programs were all that long. I think with comments and blank lines and all that kind of stuff, I think the longest one I had was maybe 80 lines. But it's still a lot of work. So make sure you get that taken care of. I'm also putting together on this module a page that I'm labeling, I don't know, errors in the videos or something like that. Unsurprisingly, in the course of doing this, I either made a mistake or there's a misprint on one of the slides that you see in the videos. And I don't want to reshoot all that stuff right now as we launch this module. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting together a page where we collect as we find mistakes that I made. Like for example, I know there's already one up there where I had forgotten the 2 pi in an equation. There's an equation and it has a 2 pi in it, and I had forgotten it in the video. But the errors there, we'll be able to help you find that. Okay. This is a really cool project. I'm still working on exactly what I want you to turn in. You're probably going to be turning in some graphs and some numbers and stuff. It's not a big written project. You're not going to be, writing up what you did or something like that. It's more just giving me some summaries to prove that your program worked. Start working on the videos, and I will be cheering you on all the way. Please let me know if you have any questions.